everyone, Alex of All Trades, or Alex Maselli here, with another book club for The Magician's Trilogy by Lev Grossman. Joining me today is the Fillery Side and
That's
Crew
me.
Buddy.
Hey.
So before we get started, next month's book club is September 19th, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and the book is a classic Lady Chatterley's Lover, which I'm gonna flub saying like every time I do.
Lady Chatterley's Lover, Lady Chatterley's Lover, Lady Chatterley's Lover.
Well,
Wow.
it's show off. By D.H. Lawrence. Yeah, you can. Good for you. You want to host? It's by D.H. Lawrence. I've never read it before, but it's relatively short. I expect it to have a happy ending because it's British. And
is that common? Is that
yes, that is a thing. American classic romance ends tragically. British classic romance ends with a happy ending.
And yet, like European tales, like all the old school, the Disney things though too, are
Brothers
like
Grimm,
like awful ending stories and stuff though. So, but when it comes to romance,
yeah,
yeah, as long as someone kisses, it's fine.
Yeah, but okay. So, and over my other channel is Alex of All Trades gaming streams. Not doing anything until tomorrow. Beverly runs the dim side, which she and I appear on usually every Thursday, not this upcoming Thursday. I feel like I have to say that every book club.
Yeah, there's something going on.
Because immediately after book club, you're gone for a week. So we don't do stream. All right. So not next week, but the week after that, we're doing a bit of a book club still on the dim side next time.
And Alex has read Solo Leveling too, so you could join if you wanted.
That's the 27th, and we're talking about Solo Leveling Volume 7, which I've not read all of them, so this is me doing fresh reads, unlike these two. And then Jigsaw, I think, is the next movie, right? And then
is that what it is? The 8th one is Jigsaw?
Yeah, I believe so. And then the final the first Dune movie from the 80s.
I really like this one.
What?
Really good.
That's
the best movie.
I join our Thursday stream and talk about it because you read Solo Leveling, you like Dune. You just need to watch the Saw 8 is what the.
That's fair. I don't think I made it past like Saw 4 or 5. So
I just have it playing in the background because they're all basically the same movie, and I'm just like,
I don't think that's true.
They're pretty much the same. Different people still stuck in places having to escape, and a lot of
there's like whole subplots about his apprentices.
They come at like the last 5 minutes when you get all the twists and stuff, and I'm like, all right, if I pay attention at the end, I've got what.
You know what? I'll give that to you.
That's true. I'll say that's true of 1 through 7, but once you hit 8, because there's eight things change because all of the like creative minds behind it change because there's a huge break in time between 7 and 8, and because people were like 7 sucked, these just keep getting worse and worse and worse, so the studio was like, all right, stop making them. And then like you know what, we need a horror movie, like, well, why don't we go back to doing Jigsaw movies? And but then they got new people for it because everyone had moved on. So
I'll try to pay attention this time.
It's a completely different tone, honestly, but that's the last Saw movie I've watched, and there was 2 more after it, so I don't know what those ones are like.
Yeah,
there's 10. There's 10. The first 7 are like they transferred in the middle of them who was in charge, but it was like a slow, gradual transfer. Mm-hmm. But this is a sharp transfer of like who's behind it. But like I said, I don't know what's going on with 8 or 9. I've never seen those ones. 9 or 10, I've never seen those ones. All right, but stop talking about other people's channels and let's talk about The Magicians. This is probably my favorite urban fantasy franchise ever. I absolutely love this series so much. It's like it's like Lev Grossman wrote this for millennials who grew up on the Chronicles of Narnia and Harry Potter and was like, you're adults now, you can handle this. And that's how it feels, like the whole thing. And I see Buddy nodding along. He's like,
yeah, he enjoys 100%. It too. So I liked it okay. It's definitely not my favorite. Wow. I have a lot of comments, and like I said too, a lot of my comments, it's gonna sound more negative with like, you know, picking on certain things, but like I still think it was a fine series. I did realize I have 22 pages of notes on my phone, so
we're not getting through all of those.
Yeah,
Did you put priority next to them, like red or
I just
orange?
write notes down as I'm listening. I put them in, so I have to like look back and see what they were. Like,
we can just go through each one and then just refute all your points. That's fine.
I know. Yeah. Well, I mean,
some of her points I know are about how the narrator read the book. So
really, I really like the narrator.
Well, I know I like him.
Yeah. I don't remember what
you said you don't like the way he says sloth in the
I mean, slow. But it's a magical land. It's a magical land.
He's not a British narrator, and he's very American. I was also there's like small things that I were like, oh, it said nauseous, and it should be nauseated. So I have like small notes like that. But and also every time they said break bills, I kept thinking about Bright Bill, my goose too. So.
Fair. You have an association.
This first one. If happiness never leaves you, you don't know true happiness. Something at the very beginning about Fillory and talking about like he wanted something where you just always. I don't remember if it said this in here and I agreed with it, or I was challenging the idea of never wanting to leave happiness. But we've talked before. Like I do think you want to know some sadness, or else like you wouldn't really truly understand happiness. I did rate and had friends say that Quentin kind of sucks as a character. I don't know which side Buddy's on, but he was one of them.
Well, okay, so to be fair, like this is not her first experience of magicians. The first, like maybe she watched some of the TV show, but like I think last year The Magicians, the first book, was a book club, and she didn't read the book, but she had me on live stream explain the entire book to her. And like I literally went over the plot. It's a hilarious live stream because I keep going, I love Quentin. And I was like, the things I'm telling you that he's doing makes it seem like he's not a good person, but
because he's not a good person. He's in fact a pretty shitty person.
I know, but I love his growth so much. That's why
his growth's amazing. No, I gotta say, this series has the best like arc of like a character I've ever read. That's what I like about the series.
Okay, I guess we can jump into the thing that you guys will very much disagree with me on, I guess, first. So overall, we talked before, and Alex, I think Buddy and I agree on what Grossman was saying on the kind of reverse subverted hero thing, and Alex doesn't. But it's I think of it more in the first book, like over the whole three books. Yeah, and I think that is a more kind of like it is, but like it did seem more subverted. Even in the third one, it had like there are just so many small things where it's like, here's this thing, is this mystery that might become a thing, and it's building up. Nope, actually, this was nothing. And then so I feel like it subverted the expectations of what like a hero story might be. Like this is going to be relevant, this is going to be important. And I feel like he flips that, and we were just like, actually, no, it didn't really. And then it's just more of like an emotional learning of like, hey, life isn't really, going to be like a book. Is kind of how I had seen it. So
I find that lesson of this series completely undercut by the fact that it is a novel. Like the problem, and it's 3 novels. The problem, the problem with acting, like if you're trying to subvert the hero's journey, like. And I don't feel like this does, even in book 1. The problem is that as a writer, like you still have to write something people want to read. Yeah. So like all this stuff happens and everything. And people say, well, Quentin wasn't like chosen. Literally, he is. Jane wants him in Fillory to get like the first big bad out of the way.
But he didn't do it.
But he has to be there, so he's still chosen. He did. Alice wouldn't have been there if he wasn't there. She literally says it.
Okay, I guess like if it's but So I guess he is the what's the key pin into getting something, but he is not the hero of the story. Correct.
He's a linchpin.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But and generally the thing that I guess I was just think you'll disagree with me more on is I don't really like how I disagree about his growth being shown throughout the series as much as I think that it's supposed to be, because I do see, the first book, he's pretty not the second one. I think he has some growth. What I'm bothered by is in the third one, and this is where Kubadi and I disagree, because you say that you see more growth, but to me, and it specifically says it, he is narrating it to himself, is he has grown so much in the past 7 years that there have been, and so to me, it already has Quentin being more mature by the beginning of it. I don't really see him growing more mature throughout the third book. He just already is and is behaving more maturely, but my problem is that I didn't see that growth all the way, and there's only been 6 months since the second book series, so that's where I'm like, I like that out.
You gotta throw the 6 month thing out. It's not
I know, but so then and it makes even less sense though, because Fillory has even more time can pass with the shorter time in real world, so then there's so much that doesn't make sense. But even if I throw it out, I just didn't see it over the course. Are we trying to say that 6 months didn't pass since he left, or are we trying to say more years passed? Because he says it's been, because that might make more sense if he's I've been back here since being prince and I've matured. That would make sense to me. But it specifically said I've been here 6 months.
But it also says he's almost 30, so he's 12 years.
He went through a major change at the beginning of the third book when his father dies.
Right. I'm bothered by that part too. I'm sorry. Because
that's so dramatic
because I felt that it would have hit harder for me if the first two books mentioned at all about him wanting any sort of father figure, and I never had any emotional thing of I'm missing out on because he just didn't care, he didn't mention it. So for it to hit, I understand the goal of it, but I just didn't feel it was as earned of hey, my father died, but I'm but I never cared about him because you never showed that you cared about him. So that just didn't hit as hard for me as
do you think it's subtext
supposed to? But I just don't think it was earned subtext.
So this is my perception of the whole father issue, especially we see in books 1 and 2 that his parents are very non-involved parents, right? They don't really, they're Quentin's doing his thing. They don't care about him. So he's reciprocal with that. He's apathetic about them. But then when his father dies, it does leave this question mark in your identity, even if you're not you're supposed to care about your father. And one of the things that's happened is that he's not insanely grieving, and you have to question that. That's huge. If your parent dies and maybe this has been your status quo forever, that you guys are apathetic towards each other, but then he's dead, you have to consider how that's not normal. It's not normal that you're not grieving. So then he starts searching for some deeper connection. He's maybe my dad was a magician.
I think was sort of a subversion of this is going to build up and we have this hero thing, and then it was sort of no, actually he was just a guy
in real life.
He didn't care.
People are just people, and they kind of
Well, and that's actually when he goes, oh, I guess that wasn't nothing. I guess my dad really was just that man, and he accepts
who did not care about me, and then
and he accepts it. That's a sign of growth, of maturity. He stopped searching for something more where there was nothing more.
And I agree with that part of having growth. I think it would have hit harder for me if in the first two books, because it kept talking in the third one about he kind of wanted this father figure, because the guy down in the South Pole with the Antarctic, he kept kind of throwing in, and I'm I didn't get that in the first two. If they were just a line or two about him, kind of needing any sort of, so that's why it felt kind of plot devicey in the third book, because I just didn't get any of
that. Would be maybe overt if he had done that.
I don't think so. because you don't have to make it overt. Like it just like saying something about how like, even if you saw someone else's parents or like Alice's parents care so much about her, though, like Quentin just didn't really have like anything that kind of helped push it along. So that's what, just by the third one.
Actually, what he says about Alice's parents in the first book is kind of important, is that like he was thinking, oh, it's going to be so exciting to meet magicians out in the world, and then it turns out they're like crazy,
crazy.
and like and it's like, this is the reality of what it's like to be a magician, an adult magician out in the world. Like, you don't have any driving purpose, and that is maddening. It's literally like you start doing crazy things.
And that's kind of the theme, right, of the whole, is that Quentin was already like a depressed kid and just as me, like he always longs for something and can't like be happy about anything, and so then he thinks magic is supposed to fulfill it, and then like, no, it's not. You have to like,
and I would say in the first two books he is looking for like approval from the figures above him. So I think that's a sign of wanting a father
for the parental thing.
For seeking approval.
He's constantly trying, and he's so self-conscious. We did this
17, or 18,
and we get this sense throughout like the first book, especially, that like Quentin, like it's very close, limited third perspective. So we're seeing Quentin through Quentin's lens of doubt, extreme self-doubt. But then you get things like in action and in plot that tell you he's really good. He got moved up a year with Alice. He made it to the South Pole after Alice, but still, he did it. Like, they were he's actually awesome.
Only 2 people who like actually did that. And like, no, that he is still amazing. But so I guess I'll say that if the third book, I felt it was more overt before the dad died, because he was talking about like, oh, I kind of want, like, he was looking at these people as it, so that it felt like I have to add this in the beginning of the book to make this hit harder. And I think if he just didn't do that, the subtext throughout the first 2 might have felt better. So I think maybe the third one went the wrong way before we reached it. And then, so I think maybe that would have helped me, because it just felt like you're adding this in here specifically so this hits harder, but it did the opposite effect for me, I think, though. So I think if it just lessened the beginning, I would have felt like, oh yeah, I could see, because what you're saying makes sense in the first 2 books as far as like a more subtextual thing. But so maybe it was just the third one being like, really had these father figures and these people, and like, oh no, my actual father died. So maybe that was what bothered me.
Also, what would help if you were a male with daddy issues? It really does. Hits pretty hard. Even as written, it's pretty good.
It's interesting. You know? I mean, like, I definitely maybe in the reverse of like a big daddy's girl, so always wanting his approval though too. So it's in like, so I
but you have it though.
A different.
I had a really amazing dad. We were really close together. Like, but
great. I don't. You guys.
Yeah. She still has her dad though, so she's lucky.
The only one that, I guess, well, that's complicated. We'll move on.
All right, we don't have to talk about it.
I'll get into more. I'll dive in more personal stuff. I do think it's interesting that in that third, and I really am just jumping around. Usually like to go in order, but I figured let's hit the big things first.
Let's do that.
For sure.
But when Quentin was talking about how he's like, I never thought about my parents ever dying, and I'm like, that is so weird to me, because I think someone with OCD, though, this has been a constant thought in my head forever. Like, it is.
What?
Yeah,
that was not. Even with when my dad was sick for years, I wasn't thinking he's gonna die tomorrow.
No, like he's gonna live. Like he's gonna pull through. Was my thought.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna be okay.
OCD is such like the worst case scenario brain and stuff too, though. So it's just been like, wow. What's it like to not think about?
I mean, devastating when it happens, if we're being honest.
But honestly, I understand Quentin's like self-doubt more, like even more. Like that is something like where he's constantly beating himself up for like what he perceives as screw ups and social gaffes, like all that stuff that like really hits. But by the third book, he's so much more comfortable in his own skin that I feel like he really
more likable in the third, but that's what, like, despite
because he's not a shitty person,
the growth and stuff, like where if that was executed or shown as much as I'd like it to, I would say third book was the best one of the 3. I enjoyed it the most.
I loved the callbacks to the first book because, like, Alice says it in book 1 when Quentin's like arguing with Penny about the button and everything, and she grabs him and she goes, "Sometimes, Quentin, you're such a pussy," or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, and then, like, when Alice is alive again in the third book, he goes, "Alice, you're being an unbelievable pussy," and like, and does it too.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was really awesome callback. Also, another like really tiny thing that I noticed when I read the series this time is that the marble that they use when they're first in Break Bills, they get a marble that they have to perform all these things on.
Weird things
and everyone names their marble, and just like right before they tell Quentin that they want him to test to move up a year, we hear the name of his marble while he's practicing on it, and it's very like casually presented to us. The name of his marble is Martin, and he explodes it.
Oh shit.
Like right in that moment, the name of the marble is Martin, probably because he's obsessed with Fillory and the idea that Martin got to stay, and then he explodes the marble. And I was like, oh my God, I never noticed that foreshadowing ever. Wow. And I've read this my third read 3 times.
So really, Alice dying was the revenge of the marble. Right. That
yes.
just makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. When her marble fell off, like when they first gave it to her, felt like she turned it into that horse, and it fell off and broke. So like he's a good writer. He knows what he's doing. He is a good writer.
Well, he is a little loosey goosey with time.
Yes.
I like his themes. I like his writing style. Everything's really good. He just doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't reread really well.
Yeah. Okay. See, I think I agree with, and I probably am good. I'm more particular, more than just time, because I think thematically, and I think like prose wise, he was good at that. I think some of the storytelling stuff, though, like the execution of it, I have lower opinions than you do. I'll just be nice about it, but like the concept of it, like I like what he was trying to do. That's why I just think in particular things.
The one thing that I'm with you on that. I have one wiggle like where I'm like, come on, I'm still confused. Three readings of the first book, and I'm still confused about this. Who did he kiss in Ember's tomb? Was it not Julia, Janet, or Alice? Because he's talking to Alice but looking at Janet, and then when he goes to kiss her, it's all just pronouns. It's her. So I have no idea. I'm like, who did he kiss?
Yeah. I totally missed the kiss part anyway.
No idea. I couldn't remember that even a little bit.
Was that the second book?
That's the first book, right before Alice dies. Yeah.
I
would think Alice would be the one, right? But
that would make sense. But also, would she kiss him at that point?
Yeah,
that's a solid question. Probably not.
But why?
Because he just slept with her, like then.
Yeah, but she's kind of a bitch. Like she's not affectionate. That's when you go to kiss.
Maybe I'll wait until because
it was not.
Go ahead. There's no form to this.
But that was like one of the biggest things that of Quentin I disliked was one. I guess I could be more understanding of like drunken night. He like his inhibitions, like and he sleeps with both Elliot and Janet. But my problem is the bigger problem is afterward. He's like, I can't believe Alice slept with Penny. I'm like, you guys are like for sure broken. I mean, I know you didn't maybe you didn't talk about it, but you gotta just sort of assume she hates you now.
100%.
She beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
He like specifically said like, well, we were both like to himself, like we're both wrong for doing it. Like, no, she's not. And then later on, when he sees Penny again, he's like, you want to apologize for sleeping with my girlfriend? And Penny said no. I'm like, good for you, Penny. I don't think.
I think
we're both assholes too. Go ahead.
But Penny doesn't specifically owe an apology. Like,
Penny's just an asshole generally.
But Alice was free. They were like. He doesn't owe anything to Quentin, technically. So that's what, like, I don't think he owed an apology. But he's not likable. But
I would say that Alice more owes him an apology for beating him up in the Netherlands, honestly, because it's like that's not how you end a relationship. If he cheated on you, don't beat the shit out of him. What are you, nuts?
I don't know. I felt pretty good about that. Like, he needed to be thrown around a little bit. Like he was being a little bitch and like not taking any accountability. So like maybe just like a little bit of tossing around.
I guess that's a little bit fair because I'm like, you're not taking accountability for that. I'm like, slap you around.
Also, if you're gonna sacrifice yourself to save someone, you're allowed to beat him around a little bit. That's just a rule. I'm gonna just go ahead and say.
I do love that, despite how like broken their relationship was at that point, they still loved each other, which showed,
which is very true. Right?
Yeah,
like especially of young love, right? Like you can be having a really big fight, you can be very mad at each other, but like this is the only time this is the first feeling of love, and so it really is very deep like that. So
and I feel like up until the point where everything went wrong, when they got out of break bills, because that is when everything went wrong.
Yes,
they made each other better people. Like she was so shy.
That's fair. That's fair.
He did not talk to people like at all, and she was so quiet and broken, and he was like really like she did make him a better person, and he made her a better person. And then when they got out of break bills, the whole thing that she warned him about when they visited her parents is what went wrong. And he realized that too. He's like, this is what Alice was trying to fucking warn me about. Like he knows, like once he slept with Janet and Elliot, he knows this is exactly what she was warning me about, and I didn't listen. Like, and no, go ahead.
I was just going to, because I'm just remembering Alice, like, oh, she's studying and she's learning and like all these things. And that's why I kept being like, I want this book rewritten in Alice's perspective. I want her to be the protagonist because I feel like I'd be more.
Because that'd be a regular hero's journey. That'd be really good.
It would not actually be a regular hero's journey because she dies at the climax.
But no, hold on. She dies by like sacrificing herself in a blaze of glory. That's still a hero's journey.
It's maybe a tragic one, but you can't show the story afterwards.
Well, sure, but like that's the conclusion. Like she saves her friends. Like she sacrifices herself. She saves her friends. She saves Fillory. Everything's hunky dory because of her.
Yeah, yeah. That's it. And I feel like I would have liked it more if it were.
Oh, for sure.
Which I know it's weird to say because usually I like guys more, but Alice was just a lot cool, and just to see her person. Like she did grow into like I'm becoming more confident and like better and stuff too though, and just didn't have the like weird partying time and stuff afterward. I'm like I wanted to see what she was studying and working on during all that time too. But yeah,
you did get her being like a raging bitch when she came back, so that's exciting.
I love that. She was so angry.
Wow, so cunty.
Oh, 100%.
Like her story of her time as a Niffin was so amazing. And Max Blumhall does a great job performing it in the audiobook. He really does. Like he really like nails all the anger. It's so amazing, but I love how he brings her out of it with bacon. Right. Which is like, what's that smell?
And you do get that feral sense of her, right? Like she's a lot of id at that point, which explains why she's a bitch, and also why like bacon and strawberries and chocolate and sex are so like powerful to her at that time because she's just raw.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Chris wouldn't understand
No, but he's wrong.
Yeah.
We've told him many times that he's wrong about
bacon.
Oh, good.
And the three of us plus the ginger were just playing Stardew Valley too before. Washed out Alex is spooky AF. Shout out to Alex and the Alex said, I should have been the Alex side.
You fucked up.
The Alex like good movies. Well, you don't like good bacon. Hi, awesome one. All right, so one of my early notes was just can't imagine being around smoking all the time, Elliot and Julia. That I just as Quentin though, I'm like my hair already feels so
so funny. That's so funny.
Itchy. Like I just kept thinking about that because they're like, oh, they're smoking again. I'm like, oof, I'm already feeling itchy. older. Oh, I was
crazy. That's not, it's nuts that like just growing up in like the the 90s or whatever, like there was smoke everywhere. I
always hated.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't always really around me. Like my mom, I think. Well, yeah, I think when I was little, I think she ended up like smoking outside the house. I think my dad didn't want it inside the house, so maybe that helped too. But yeah, just never a fan of it. I was also bothered by him calling up when he'd talk about the author. Older kids and stuff too, and he kept saying the kids, they're teenagers, they're whatever, and I'm like, by the time when you're saying kids, he is 19, and then by the time you call them teenagers, he's like 20, or he's at least 20 or something. So I just thought it was funny that like when he said it, because I kept thinking like it feels like maybe he wanted them to be a little bit younger, but by the time they published it, they're like, you've got like sex scenes and stuff in here, maybe let's just like make them a little bit older. Is what I
don't know, because like it's kind of Quentin's perspective, right? And boys are very dumb until like 25, just remarkably dumb. So like the boys and like children really does make sense to me.
Yeah, and maybe it just felt like Grossman forgot how old they were. It's just how it felt in the writing.
She's very specific about language, though. She like language and time and numbers have to be very, very accurate.
That's true.
No amount of loosey-goosiness around Beverly.
And like the timeline does not line up because he's 30, like 12. You can't account for 12 years in the story. Like it's not there.
Plus like longer years in Fillory. Like it's more like I don't like clearly however much time whenever his birthday was, like his actual birthday on Earth, he's older than that physically.
Right. Yeah, because more time has passed in Fillory.
And we don't know what
they said before. It was like 2 months in Fillory was 5 minutes out in Earth. So like they and I know maybe it's not always consistent, but like the consistent thing it did say was that not much time passes on Earth versus Fillory. So that was always like the general idea. So the other thing I disliked, and I've talked to both of you about it at different times of the first book, was I just not a fan of the vignette-ness of the first, but that's why I didn't like it as much though, because like the school just did like break bills. There wasn't enough like, here's this intense thing that happened, and then we kind of like felt weird about it, and now it's next year, and I was like, oh wait, and I wanted to like sit in that time period more. I would have felt more attached to it, and I think like
when the beast shows up and then
that's exactly the way I was thinking.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But like it felt like that happened, even if they weren't as big like dramatic scenes like that. It just felt like a lot like here's this one moment vignette in this year, and now we're jumping in the next. And I understand that he's kind of like he's setting this up for the rest of the book and the world. But like I think I felt more connected to it if I got to like see more throughout it.
And that's fair, but it would have been a 5-book series then.
Right. But maybe I would have liked it more then. Maybe if I had it.
I get that. That's fair.
I kind of liked the idea that like the beast chapter, because like the beast comes through because of Quentin. Like he's like, I screwed up. So that's why it was able to come in.
It's crazy that like, hey, one little prank that I was trying to do that I switched up something allowed for this monster.
Which happens to Plum. In book 3, she's performing
and
a prank.
Happens to what's her face in book 2?
Julia.
Julia. There we go.
Oh, okay. Is that what it was that they were doing it wrong, or
no?
I mean, they technically were deceived. They did it right, but they were deceived into what it was just a different
god.
Yeah. But everything goes horribly wrong.
Right.
But Plum and Quentin were doing essentially the same thing. They were performing a prank in Break Bills, and they let something in, and it went, and that was the thing that happened. So like, I love the idea though that Quentin's all like, oh, no one got hurt. It wasn't like I fucked up like so bad, but that's okay because no one got hurt. He's like relieved and everything, and then he learns later that Amanda Orloff was killed. And then he has to live with the guilt of that. And I like, honestly, it's like he shouldn't feel that guilty because it's not like he deliberately let the beast in. It was a complete and utter accident. The beast is evil to some, and it is responsible for its own actions. but I still get his guilt. Like, I understand it. But I love that idea though, that because it shows you early on that magic can be very dangerous.
Yes.
And it is very dangerous. And then we get the Emily Greenstreet story as well in book 1, and it's so scary.
Terrifying.
And honestly, Emily Greenstreet is much more important to Quentin's journey in book 1 than like her 2 mentions like really like signify, because when after he gets back from Fillory at the end of book 1, he is in what I would consider like his darkest moment. He's completely rejected purpose and magic and the idea of even trying anything. Like he is
pretty bottomed out. Yeah.
At his most passive. And then he runs into Emily Greenstreet and they go and have a drink together. And she says, magic is evil. Magic is the cause. Magic was the problem. And he doesn't agree with her. There's a part of him that recognizes that she's wrong and that that magic wasn't the problem. It's human choice. That's what caused any kind of problems, and that the world is a dangerous place. And so when Elliot and Janet and Julia show up, he decides to go with them. He wouldn't have, I don't think, had he not talked to Emily Greenstreet.
I guess.
Oh.
But also, how does anyone turn down a bunch of floating friends outside the window? Like, who's going to say no to that? That's a crazy thing to
It's got
do.
Nothing else going on in my life.
Yeah. Hold on, I got to go back to my office job.
Until then. That's the thing, though, is that he's already gone on into the secret magic world. He's already experienced it. This is him rejecting it. So it's like not like a new thing. Like if it was us, we haven't experienced the magic world yet.
Yeah, but that's such a high. I would,
because you have that high in the magic world, and you come back and you're like, I rejected it. And here I am in this office, and I'm for sure. I feel like it wasn't like a full acceptance. It was like it
was like he was trying. Like, okay,
and then he's like, "No, you're right."
Let's assume he was a coke addict, right? And he gave it up.
That's what I was thinking.
3 strippers show up. I'm like, "But do you want to do it off our titties?" And you're like, "Well, I mean, yes."
I would not associate it with a drug addiction, though, because it's just a way of life. No,
but it's also escapism, right? Because he's also like Fillory always was his escapism. He was throughout his youth, right? Like he held those stories in such high regard because he was always looking for that next fix or something to be different. And Fillory gave that to him. And so he always held it in his heart for that reason. And so I do think there's a little bit of similarity with drugs. Like he wants to escape. And I think
I'm
in the
saying
third book,
magic
he's better.
is not a drug.
For him, it is, though. Like
sounds like you're saying Fillory is his drug.
Both? I think both. Because like he wants that's the thing he's recovering from like throughout the books, right? Is the fact that he's always described and always like self-described as like, I want to look behind the curtain, I want the next secret, and that's what he's trying to recover from in book 3. Right. And that's how book 3 opens is like, oh, I'm no longer looking for the man behind the curtain. I'm not looking for like to be swooped.
Say it again. Did he swoop? You
swoop off to the next adventure.
I was always thinking that when I read this story that Quentin's it's not so much looking for an adventure as it is looking to be the hero.
That's what I wrote in my and for me though, I feel like he wants to be a hero without really caring about like the actual help. Like it's the idea of being the hero versus like what I don't know how to describe it. Like I want to go out and actually I care about doing good things to help them out, but it was more of like I want to be somebody, and then that includes being a hero. So to me, there's like a slight difference in like motivation.
I was thinking he wanted to be the hero, not because he wanted to be the hero of a story. Not so much that it's like, oh, the problem is he doesn't understand that heroes feel pain and that they lose things and that the journey is hard. That is the problem. It's easy when you're reading it on the page, but it's so much more difficult when you are living it. Yeah. And I don't think he was ready for the negative aspects of being the hero, of being part of the story. And once that happened, it freaks him out every time. Like when Benedict dies in book 2, he's like, oh my God, he's just a bit player. Like and it's so sad that he's gone. Like, he's like, I liked him. He was a great guy. And like, he's legitimately upset. And he's like, and it completely, that grief, that sorrow ruins this sense that being a hero is awesome and cool. And you get to do things and save people, but you don't save everyone. And that's the part that he struggles with, I think. And so to me, it's not so much that like, oh, he doesn't care about the effort it takes. He's not aware of how painful the failures are.
That's tough because I think he is aware, but he just ignores it. Because, like, again, he should be aware from book 1, right? Like, your girlfriend killed herself to save your ass. Like, that's a hero. So he's aware of it. He's just not accepting it, I think is the other thing. Yeah.
I think he starts to accept it by book 3. Like, it's really like in his brain at that point that these things have a cost. You can't always get around it. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And who was the bit player you were talking about in the
Benedict?
Benedict, the map maker.
Yeah, they named the island after him.
Who he was a father figure too.
Which was funny because I'm like, Quentin's not that much older than you.
Yeah.
But he's in magic years. He's
yeah. I guess. Less time would have passed. I feel like actually probably that Benedict would have been older than if more time had passed. I'm sorry, I missed some of the comment because Luna's been barking outside on the front porch for like the last 10 minutes, and I keep texting the ginger, and he's not seeing these texts, so it's like, gotta go get her. I really like Benedict, and I felt the book just did him dirty.
No, I think they set him up exactly where he's supposed to.
No, I felt so bad for him, though.
Well, yeah, you should.
I felt like I thought better things would have happened to him.
So why would you think that? Go ahead.
She just wants, when characters she likes, she wants them to live. And
I don't want to.
All he did was make maps. Like there was nothing about him that screamed like this guy's going to go far.
No, I had high hopes. I could have seen. I saw big.
He was going to be the best map maker ever.
Map maker in the world.
One of the things that I and this is Benedict is kind of like part of this. The idea that I love about this series is that it's almost like Quentin is examining the idea of how stories work when they're real, like that, like, oh yeah, we as writers, we kill characters because that works for the plot. It pushes forward with character stuff and everything. The thriller I'm working on has 2 people die in the prologue, but if that was a real thing, those would be real people who had families and lives, and it would be like, it's so horrible, like they're dead. And like this idea that you can't live your life like it's a story is something that Quentin needs to like really, really learn, that it's not a story, it's life. And I love that because it's kind of like, it's meta without being like, I'm going to poke through the fourth wall meta, because it's how Quentin sees the world. So we get to think about how we write stories and how we use characters without actually doing a meta examination, fourth wall break wise. And that's one of the reasons why
it's a very meta series for sure.
Yes, definitely. Well, because I don't think you write something that's in response to Chronicles of Narnia and Harry Potter without it being somewhat meta.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the fact that they're like the stories are in the books, right? Like it's automatically going to be meta.
Yep.
I will say he handles the end of book 2 remarkably better than I remember. So I just reread it. I remember being a bitch
not a fan
through the entire of book 2. And I was like, all right, actually, like he is a bitch at the end of book 2, but like he handles it pretty well. Like,
yeah, I mean, like I would be upset too,
right? I would be much more of a salty bitch.
And he's like, no, don't. Like, he's like, at least let Julia go. Don't punish it. Like, she deserves it. If anyone deserves it, she deserves it.
I'll
like,
take the blame.
Yeah, like he is like he's crying, which I was like, well, that's realistic. Like you're losing your home.
He is crying. Elliot cried. I don't think he cried.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels very like sorrowful.
Oh yeah, and also like his girlfriend is staying behind and gonna get knocked up by someone else. Like it's a rough time. It's a rough time.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna miss my friends. I may never see them again.
Right, losing it.
And I love what
Elliot.
What Elliot says about Quentin in book 3. When we get some of Elliot's perspective, Elliot's all like, I wish Quentin were here. No one loves Fillory like Quentin loves Fillory. And I was like, wow, what a like that's a very warm picture he has of Quentin. Like they're like really like they were real friends and like
yes. But well, two things. One, Quentin's very childish in that way, right? Especially when like they're reflecting on him, like he loves Fillory because of his childness, right? Like the other thing is that scene with him and Elliot of like when Elliot's like servicing
that's
the other student and Quentin's watching. I'm like, this is some of the weirdest things I've ever read.
I know. That part is so, and I think that's that, and the fact that he like has a 3-way with Elliot is why the teacher made him like bi, but or whatever. But like, the thing is though is that like I some of it feels like just like Quentin's jealousy, like I'm supposed to be the center of everyone's life in that moment, and he's not. And like, and that I think that it's not jealousy like sexual or romantic jealousy so much as it is like focused jealousy. You should be focusing on me. However you focus, that focus should be on me. Is the sense I get in that scene. With how he's
him watching Elliot, and he's like, why didn't Elliot pick me?
Why didn't Elliot suck my dick? Which is such a weird, like it makes sense for the character and for the situation, but it's like, this is deeply, deeply weird.
Yeah, well, and for one thing, it kind of shows how fucked up Quentin's perspective is. Because this isn't a sexual or romantic thing. This is like a really narcissistic kind of way of seeing the people around him. And also, thank God he got past that.
Support for the whole like he wanted a father figure, like he just wants to be accepted and be like praised and be someone's something, you know.
He wants to be someone's focus. The fact that he was never his parents' focus is the whole thing about why he wants to be everybody's focus, is because he was ignored.
And that part makes and I did write, I have a notes on here, what's with his parents not really contacting him, caring, like, because like they did talk about how like, oh, they put some magic on them so they don't really question stuff, but I'm like, did the magic make them just like kind of forget they had a son at all? Like it really felt like, so I'm like, is this
that's just shitty parenting?
My other notes I have, geese! ! Exclamation mark.
Yeah. Oh my God. I thought she was gonna love that. I knew immediately. I was like, oh, Beverly's gonna love this.
Although I was bothered when he talked about how like when he was a goose, he barely had barely any individual identity, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm like,
my goose.
They have pretty distinct personalities, but
I loved how often it was like honk, 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 honk.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Why didn't Julia say anything before in the last 2 to 3 years? Oh, like I know she was busy doing different things, but I remember that wondering, like when the second book, when it explained more, but still it was just like, why did she not talk to Quentin sooner? But she just didn't really know, because she was kind of under the spell, so she wasn't realizing it until like he was involved till later.
One of my favorite moments in book 2 is when he knocks on Julia's door on the muckjack and she opens the door topless and he immediately slams the door back and he's like, what did she mean waving those things around? I was like, that's the funniest part. Like, it's so just, for one thing, he was so like enamored with her, and in a like a really immature way.
Yes.
That for him to react like that was so funny.
Yeah, I really like that part. What was another? Hopefully, I wrote it down somewhere, but there were some other funny parts too that I can't remember. I did think it's interesting that Break Bills, they talk about how like it was a college that doesn't really prepare you for actual jobs, though. Like it teaches you all about all this magic and stuff, though.
Because you wouldn't. But if you have that power, you don't have a regular job. Like you just
you don't have to
make money.
Sometimes though, because other ones are like, well, we'll just put you over here. Like you kind of are involved in different ways. It was just because then they don't know what to do with their lives, and then they're kind of involved in some magic and all that too. So
they don't need a job, so they don't train them for jobs.
Oh, that's right. I don't know how it was written in the books, but the author said Battles Royal instead of Battles Royale, and that bothered me.
Why? Just it's okay.
No, it's not.
You know what they mean.
I got a snortgasm. Yeah, but they said it wrong. How come?
No, they did. But why does that matter? Because you knew what they meant.
Said it wrong.
Okay, you're right.
There's an E at the end. They're spelled differently. They're different.
No, for sure. No, yeah, absolutely.
The editor in Beverly taking over.
1 out of 5 stars. You're right.
Just the worst book ever written.
Yeah, 100%.
So going back to the Beast,
yes,
scene too. I thought it's crazy, like that, like the magic that something small like that. This allows for something to get in, though, like all the different magical protections that a school could provide for it, and yet like just a slight thing can like really open up. Like magic is just so like hazardous, I guess, too, that like like no other defensive things, and he's just able to like boop. You were trying to do a little prank. Well, I
mean, and think how old he is though too, because like he's been in Philly all this time. And the way time passes,
how old could he? Who knows?
Who knows? But probably pretty old.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and there were a couple things too. I forgot though that my copy was like glitching out. At least once or twice, but of like mid-word, where I'm like, I don't know if I missed out on anything or if it just was like kind of repeating or something, because your version didn't do that, right, Alex?
No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, see, like I don't know what happened, like whatever it was, what I listened to, it was book 2, part 1, Manhattan was the name. At 3:04, it glitched out mid-word, so I think I was missing a little bit of context, but I don't know if that was just my version or not, so I don't know what I missed there.
I mean,
I have no idea.
My original version of book 3 kept cutting off in like 5 minutes into chapter 17. So then I went like I realized it was available like on my library, so I just got it from there. It was like screw it.
Comparing it to the show, because I put down like the plot seems really familiar. How much of the show followed this, like even in book 2 when they go to the library and they have the books about their lives and stuff, and I was like, I feel like I've seen something like this before, like, but I don't know what it would be, and I had to look it up. Like, it was
right?
That's in book 3.
Yeah. But it's in season 1 of The Magicians,
and
I'm like,
insane.
That's nuts.
Because I
such a late
like I could remember seeing like in my head that like I like the scene. I'm like, unless it took it from another show did, like, but I knew I had seen it, so I looked it up and so like, yeah, they put that in season 1.
Oh my god,
that's when Penny's at like peak asshole and just like here's all your lives. Yeah.
Well, just that's the thing too, is that part is so important in the book because he picks it up and he holds it, and it's such a temptation. Like it's a huge temptation to hold the book about you, and then he hands it back and says, I think I'm supposed to be writing it, not reading it. Literally one of the most important character moments that has to come late stage Quentin. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and I don't know, I can't remember how the show did it. Like maybe it wasn't even Penny.
Also, like hold on. If we're doing show real quick, why is Penny so hot in the show? That's outrageous.
He doesn't even have the mohawk.
He's just a ragingly hot man.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode recently, and like that's as much as I've really watched, and I literally was losing my mind watching it. I was like, this is horrible. This is so bad.
It's not good. It's not good.
And like Chris loves that show, by the way, and he's like, it's so good. And I was like, maybe if you've never read the books,
which I could see that. Like, I mean, again,
it's still like a CW show, like,
right? But if you can enjoy, I like, there are certain CW
people like CW shows. I guess that's true.
Like, I didn't like it enough to keep watching it, but like I think it was telling a cohesive story. Like the thing I think I mentioned to one or both of you at some point was that I liked in the show it kind of explaining that why Julia didn't get into break bills. Because like it was saying how she needed to not get in. This was the only timeline that worked for them to be able to beat Martin, was that if she didn't make it in break. So I kind of like that. And then I realized too that like the book, it explained as well that she didn't get it in because she was too like overthinking during the test and the analytical and stuff like that, which, so I get that, but it felt more important, I guess, for right, like in her part in the story in the show of like saying you couldn't make it in or else everyone died kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's an easy answer for that, like, because, and I said it to you when you brought that up, Beverly, the idea that if both Quentin and Julia made it into break bills at the same time, then would probably, like, his focus, like, romantically and sexually would have been on Julia, not Alice.
Which is what I was thinking too, that, like, Alice,
and they would Alice to go Super Saiyan and save the world.
Yeah, exactly. So like,
I just wish that they kind of, like, the book had included that, because I felt like that would have been a good explanation as well of, like, hey, we're going to answer directly of, like, your importance of not getting into the school. But, I hated how the the narrator said anything with a WH or most of you just white, this white marble, and it would just happen constantly, and it really took me out every time. It would just be, and it would be more okay if it were just the narrator, but every character spoke that way too, though. So what if Alice were saying, "Oh, I really love your white suits there," like, and I'm like, "Why, Alice? Why?" Quentin also blamed Janet for his indiscretions too.
100%.
He was so mad. He's like, I can't believe she's such a bitch. Like, you're the one who was saying, I'm going to take her dress off tonight.
Right?
No, that's his immaturity and his anger.
100%.
Ability to,
take responsibility or see out things outside of his own perspective. He's just too young. He's just a dumb man.
I know. He's so, I keep often I forget how young he is in book one, because it's really easy to forget how young he is, and like looking at him from like an older perspective to someone, and I was like, he's stupid young.
And that's what being young is. Like, I tell you, as a 17 or 18-year-old male, I was not smart. It was all sorts of bad decisions.
I wrote, there were multiple notes. That was my complaints about, like, him blaming, or not taking responsibility and stuff. And how could he and Alice be so stupid to, like, because she slept with Penny? I'm like, what? Stupid goose. I don't remember what that was about, but at some point they narrated something about a stupid goose, and I wrote, "Stop being mean to geese."
I mean, geese are pretty stupid.
Quentin didn't really do much in the book. Alice, so I felt the first one, Quentin was, I liked Alice more. Alice's
100%.
Parents losing both. I felt so bad. Like, I wish the third book had any sort of thing about Alice, like, talking to her parents again, though, because I'm like, at the end of the first one, Alice's parents lose both of their children to becoming Niffins. And then and just, like, I know they're crazy and stuff, though, but still, like, that would be so hard to lose, like, both of your only two kids. And so I really wanted just a little bit of resolution of, like, Alice saying, like, hey guys, I'm alive again.
Also, I like bacon.
I remember Julia being more involved in the show. That's why I was like, oh, book made a lot more sense.
Right.
But she was so involved in season 1. I'm like, where is she in book
I know,
1?
and I agree with, like, honestly, that was one of the changes they made that I think was a smart decision, not a bad decision, because of the fact that in book 2 we're getting Julia's perspective during the Brakebill years of book 1. Putting it at the same time for a TV show works better. Like, honestly,
Agreed.
it does.
Fair enough. In the book, I'm like, that makes perfect sense in the book.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it works great in the book, but it's definitely something I would not translate for a TV show.
Yeah. Pedophilia, of course. Who is this man writing? Oh yeah, about the author of the Fillory books. What was his name?
Oh yeah. Glover. When
Jane Chatwin mentioned, like, oh yeah, he really, whatever it was,
abused him.
Touched Martin, and she used the word diddled. I don't remember, but
that makes sense.
She did.
But so then I'm like, that makes, like, I'm not surprised there. Kind of saw that coming though, because this
when she
man hanging out with these children and hearing all their stories, like, for sure, like.
Yeah, and especially, I think Jane said something about it, of why else would he try to, like, get inside a grandfather clock? Like, he was trying to get away from her. Yeah, because, like, why? Like, yeah, that's a weird thing to do, even as a child.
Sloth. Yeah, I was bothered by that. He wrote Frankenstein's neck bolts. Was bothered by that. He pronounced macchiato weird. I don't remember how, but it was enough that I.
The Russian dude, yeah.
Mayakovsky?
Yeah, I'm just reading the chat.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, what about Mayakovsky?
He wasn't I guess he was dating the.
He was sort of a pedophile, but
they're adults.
Yeah, that like
so.
I like in their 20s, so it's not
that's inappropriate, but it's not pedophilia. Yeah,
it's
and
gross,
honestly.
But
like I don't care. Like I kind of find the whole power imbalance dynamic thing to be like
it can be pretty sensitive. Gross.
It can be gross, but so could two people on the same level. They can become toxic and awful.
But
so I
don't. More common than the other.
No, because this thing is that it's like I think we've just gotten more sensitive. I think we've put too much pressure on people. Honestly.
A teacher and a student should not be involved. Like there's
I think a teacher and an underage student should not be involved.
I mean, I think
that's the thing though, is that like I like my first experience of college was in a small town.
Yeah.
It was small college, even though I grew up in Phoenix. And the thing is though, is that everybody was like related or knew each other, like both in the student body and in the teachers. So it's like my problem with the whole thing about power dynamics being a problem is that like if they were married, no one would say shit. You couldn't say shit. And that one thing I like, no, they
Hold
like,
on. I'm in charge of my wife's like performance review. That's fucked up.
For
I should not be in charge of my wife's performance review.
That happens all the time. If you're the only teacher who teaches that class and she needs that class, then that's how it has to happen.
She's getting an A. I'm not. It's gonna happen. Really, I'm giving my wife an A. That's why it's fucked up. Right?
More appropriate to wait until after you're not like this. Right. I mean, like you're not my patient anymore. If I were a doctor, I think there's just like that maybe and then totally wrong, but it'd just be like, hey, this would seem less biased or less like like if you're like, we'll wait until you could still be a student, just not my student.
Right.
One of my problems with that though is that people, whether or not they're actually dating, let's say they never have a actual we're going out together relationship, they never even touch, but they still fall in love. Whatever the complication is that you're worried about them about happening has already happened at that point.
You have the emotional.
Because the emotional connection is there,
but
and like you can't.
In general,
but you can't control who you fall in love with,
and that might happen without like a lot. Yeah, like I can see that.
Yeah, it does not take much.
You could definitely it should never get to that point as a teacher, right? You should not be like overstepping your bounds like that, or like contacting them outside of class or things like.
I mean, like if you think about it from the perspective of like grad school. Like grad school students and professors spend a lot of time together.
Right. This isn't that though. This is regular college.
This is not regular college. Brakebills is not regular college.
Right, fine.
It's actually much more like an archaic university wherein because of the fact that, you know, they're not training them for jobs, like Beverly pointed out. Archaic universities did not, like, they were all men, actually. Like, that's usually how it went, right? And they developed lifelong friendships at the very least, and sometimes they went into businesses together. Sometimes their families intermarried. They were very close, and no one cared because they were all men. The only thing that makes this more complicated now is that it's intersexed. And I'll be honest with you, probably back then some of them were fucking, and because just in secret. But like I feel like the archaic format of a university is a lot more informal and a lot less worried about liability, because that's the real reason why everyone talks about power dynamics in positions now, is that no one wants to get fucking sued.
No one wants to get sued, but also it is gross. Like it can be really gross, especially like because like I've definitely seen it happen with like even like high school teachers and students. Like that's gross. That's not okay.
I'm not talking about minors. Minors and adults should not date. There's a
fuzzy line there, right? Because like 17, like what's 17 then? And like they're not developed, and it's not a fair. It's not. I mean,
at 17, I dated a 23-year-old. He wasn't my teacher,
right?
But
was it a good dynamic?
I was way too smart for him. That's why I stopped dating him.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't see a big difference between 17 and 18. So that's why I think that
I don't either.
And then
I do when the guy's 40.
No, I'm saying like if you're 17 and
18, sure, and a 40-year-old shouldn't be dating either of them. But yes.
So yeah, I'd say that like if you're 40 and
I think a 40-year-old could legally date an 18-year-old, marry an 18-year-old. My parents were 12 years apart, so like, and they met when my mom was 18. So like, you're not going to convince me.
Yeah, my sister and brother-in-law were 13 years apart, and she was 20. When she met him, and they were very good. So like, so I think you're gonna be a little bit on the outside on this
100%, and that's fair.
Yeah,
but, like,
my
if
parents
I weren't
loved
married
each
and
other.
going after an 18-year-old, like fucking beat me up. Like that's so funny.
I mean, my parents really, really loved each other. So like, I'm not.
That's fine. I still think I should be punched in the face if I'm dating an 18-year-old.
But that's just him, though, because everyone knows Kubody's super creepy and awful. So
yeah, 100%. No, I get that. I understand that it's a me problem, but I should still be punched in the face. So.
But okay, so since we'll have an agree to disagree on some of the specifics of each stuff. What else did I have on here? No one wants to be the comic relief. Oh, that was, I think Quentin had something. He made a note of that when he said like no one wants to be the comic relief in a story. And I was just like, I've literally written parts for myself where I'm the comic relief character, like my senior class project and like everything is just like
that is like
I want to be them.
That's a newer idea though about the archetype of the comic relief that because it's in the TV show Ruby as well, RWBY. Joan Dark is the comic relief, but everybody around him is risking their lives and fighting, and some of them can die and stuff, and he is a buffoon, and he hates that. He hates the fact that he has to rely on everybody else to keep him alive, and none of them can rely on him. It makes him feel bad. And I love that idea. They do it really well in Ruby. I barely touch it in The Magicians, but he's talking about Josh, I believe.
I think that was the case. I liked Josh.
I know Josh is very likable.
Yeah.
Honestly, the most normal person in the series.
Yeah. Because he actually, I was bothered by Quentin when he gets kicked out of Fillory and then he ends up back on Earth and stuff. And I was like, but you could have chosen, because at that point things weren't broken, right? Like he could have gone to, and Josh is like, explore these other worlds. Like they're pretty cool. I went and checked out all of them. But like, and Quentin doesn't do that. I'm like, if for someone who like wants adventure, I would be so excited to like, okay, this chapter's closed. Let me check out all of the hundreds of other worlds and stuff out there and find new adventures. And I was just like, you went back to Earth? So I was annoyed by that.
I love how freaked out Julia was to be on Earth. I cannot stay here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and again, like she's that's rough, man. Like that's one of the reasons why I was avoiding book 2 again. Was just like, I mean, that rape scene was pretty brutal. It was pretty brutal for me the first time.
It was pretty awful.
Yeah. And so I get her not wanting to be there. Like, I don't want to be here. I want to be away. Please do not let me be here. And I got it. Like, it was like, fuck, man, that's rough.
Her story is so awful. Like, it's so tense and it's so sad and awful that, like, the idea that Lev Grossman lets her be like a dryad and then like basically a demigod. I'm like, she deserves
she
it.
did. She earned it.
Although it's kind of weird too that I'm like, I guess she's happy now, but like she just I don't know, like is so detached from like being relatable.
She transcended.
Yeah,
like, she did.
Right. I liked Poppy.
And she was very sweet and Quentin at the end. Oh, Poppy's fine. I just a little annoying, but fine.
I liked her Australianness.
He was fine. I didn't really understand her and Quentin together at all.
I liked her and Josh. I was happy that they got together.
Yeah, but like I honestly forgot that her and Quentin were together until I reread book 2, and I was like, oh, weird.
Yeah, it is weird. Like it's like a relationship made of proximity and not like real connection.
Yeah.
She was in book 2.
That's when she was
when they're dating. Yeah.
I'm mixing. They're blending together now. Why
that'll
would
happen?
He kept being ignored by Poppy before they started.
I know, right? And then so that's why I was like, well, now that she's like opened herself up to me, I like her. I thought when they use the key and he's like, all right, Poppy, I'll send you back in. This key should for sure, most certainly, most definitely take you back home. And then,
what a wild swing. What a wild thing to assume.
Like, why would you just like trust that it's going to take
it's
her
a
back
different key, but I mean, probably going to be the same thing.
Didn't test it out or anything.
Nope.
The gods remind me of Dr. Manhattan. Oh,
yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And they do.
Like, I'm working on this thing. Apologize for sleeping with your girlfriend. Okay. I thought Benedict would have the key in the underworld. Oh, yeah, that's right. Like, I thought it would end up being Benedict in the underworld with the key. I figured everyone from Julia's group would end up dying. Oh, yeah, that's why she was so sad at the spa. So that's what, when it was telling her story along there, I'm like, well, all these people are going to die, right?
Not all of them. We get a badass moment with her.
Yeah, and I thought that was going to find out, was her name Betty or something, and then being Asmo at the end.
Asmo?
Yeah, Asmo. And the reason, and it was like, how did Asmo know everything that she knew about what she needed to do?
Right.
Is because Julia was helping her.
Was wondering, too, how would they do this in the show? Like, how can you keep that a secret? Like, it worked in the book because you're seeing Quentin's perspective. They didn't really describe the look and stuff of her at all, but like, how do you as the viewer watch this in a TV series? I think you'd have to like have transformation magic, like she's in a disguise or something and then reveals herself at the end, and then the viewer, like, I think that's the only way that you could really do it.
Yeah, like you not showing a description of a character is one of the easiest like things to do in fiction and one of the hardest things to translate to TV and film. Yeah. Like it and it's such a common thing in writing too. It's because it's such a it's like, oh, I get to hide something and all I have to do is just not describe a person.
What did she mean waving those things around? I wrote that one down too.
You did.
It was really funny.
I didn't like how the narrator pronounced Anubis as Anubis. Sure. Ew, fox rape.
Yes, that was rough. That was a rough one.
I'm so glad he died.
Yes.
Why did Elaine and that man have any say in punishment in Quentin? I didn't get why they just follow, like why they're like, you're clearly in charge of us, we have to abide by your so I didn't get why they had authority, because they were just like, yes,
Elaine,
we can, but like,
I think Elaine has authority because she's the one who makes the passports.
Yeah, she's the custom agent.
Yeah, but like if you just ignore her and just go through, like,
no, it's magic. Like she has the passports.
You could actually stop them.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't a big fan of the end. Which ending was this? The second book? I think the second book I felt was a slower ending. Oh yeah, I was actually really upset about the second book's ending because I'm like, things just keep going downhill more.
Yeah.
And he barely did any magic for a magician king. I was like, he had that cool thing, like, you know,
Yeah, yeah, the whole the final
cool.
battle. Yeah.
But I was like, but that was like all the magic he did.
Yeah, it was pretty light of magic
throughout the whole thing. He's the magician king.
One thing I do like is that Lev Grossman, as he wrote books 2 and 3, never forgot that Quentin's collarbone was made out of wood on that one side. Because, like, when that guy at the start of the battle, like, hits him with the sword, it gets stuck. And then, like, when Alice and him are, like, in bed together, she's like, it feels weird. What's going on here?
Oh, it's wood.
Yeah.
NBD.
At least his penis wasn't literally wood.
Much to Alice's disappointment.
Okay, I talked about that. Oh, okay, so here's just a very like a small thing that bothered me though was when that black bird.
Yeah. I think it's funny as fuck, but yes, go ahead.
I enjoyed the character. I was just upset when it had Quentin say he couldn't read its face, like all birds had only one expression, and I was like,
oh my god.
I mean, if you're gonna like only look at the face itself, like it itself can't change. But they are so expressive. Like, just like everything about that, even like you open your mouth.
Lev, you don't know birds like I do.
Sometimes their feathers, like, you know, they'll move the feathers around and stuff too. Like, or like if they look at you straight on and head up, they're mad. Like, so there's just so many things that I'm like, they're very much more expressive that I didn't like it said they only have one expression.
I mean, from a person who doesn't know birds, it made perfect sense to me. It makes sense that to you, it doesn't.
Right. So do better research on birds, Lev. Yeah, because I go outside and then I just have like Bonnie the duck.
Hold on. Let's back up because it's Quentin saying it. So even if Lev knew that birds are very expressive,
that's fair. That it could have been just Quentin saying.
Right, Quentin. Because if I'm looking at a bird, I don't know what that bird's thinking. It's just a bird.
But like, you know, and other times when it's hit, like later on, Quentin realized this other thing though. So I feel like Lev should have clarified that, like, Quentin, you dumb fuck.
I don't think. You point out to me in the story where he figured out how, I guess, you know what? I'm going to take that back. He does know how birds interact. He was a goose.
He was a goose.
Yeah. All right. You got me.
And I kept forgetting that Quentin's hair is white. So
yes.
And then they just mentioned, like, oh, he's got this weird white hair. Let's see, what else haven't we talked about? Talk about that. Maybe that secret was what had come between. I don't remember what I wrote this in all caps though, so I was really
so very
important, but that you forgot it.
Yeah.
Maybe that secret was what had come between them. I think it was about Alice and Quentin, and I wrote, well, duh, but I can't remember. So I think it was something.
The secret of meaning or something.
Yeah. Oh, no, it was between his parents and him that he never told his parents about magic and stuff, though, and then, like, he got more
I remember that part.
I was like, you think that maybe, like, letting them into, like, your secret life, though, that maybe that,
but
like, they they're already distant, so I get that.
They didn't care. Yeah.
But, like, he was saying that, like, maybe, but it just also makes sense that, like, if you're not going to offer anything else either, like, they'll 100%. Never know either, so that's why I was just kind of like, well,
Yeah.
If the Chatwins kept getting sent home, what Earth humans were in charge? Oh no, yeah. I guess I was confused by like why the Chatwins were considered the royal, like the king and queens, but then they just kept getting sent home, and I didn't get why Fillory would do that for them. That like, why do you keep sending your own?
I don't think they were kings and queens when they were getting sent home.
But they were, because it did mention like in the third book or so, like a specific, and because I wondered that too, but it specifically said at one point
it's built on the Chronicles of Narnia idea that they are made the kings and queens of Fillory, but they are also sent home at the end. That's the format of Chronicles
and
of
I've
Narnia.
never read or watched
Me either.
So I don't know.
But I know that.
So I don't know what the reasoning is in that series either. Of why
it's like inexplicable magic reasons, and which Ember and Umber, I can't remember which one of them said we had to change the rules after Martin decided to stay.
With Umber,
because we realized that we can't like dangle this sweet little thing in front of you guys and then take it away.
so cool. Sorry, I wrote Quentin because like that piece of paper was flying around, and then he noted something about like how it felt, and I was like, oh sure, he can read the emotions of a piece of paper though.
That's funny.
He did personify the fuck out of that paper.
And in fairness, it made sense. You're just really deeply hurt by the lack of bird representation.
It's not murder if the Lorians are invading you. Oh yeah, I think that was when Elliot and they were fighting them all, but then they were saying it was murder. But I was like, but they are literally coming and invading your kingdom and trying to kill you.
But it's like having a gun and someone's coming at you with like a ruler. It's like, is this murder? Kinda.
I thought they had enough weapons that they could have.
Yeah, but he's a magician king.
You had a similar complaint about the part when on Benedict Island when they had the fight and like Quentin was like, oh, like I'm killing these people who are attacking me, and they did the same thing in the Magicians. So, like they're like, oh, these people, these creatures, they're attacking us and we're killing them. Is it wrong that we're killing them? And you're like, no, Quentin, it is not wrong to kill people who are trying to kill you. I remember that note.
Old people, you never knew what you were gonna get. Oh yeah, it was. What's her name? Plum talking about Quentin, and I was like, old people. She's 22, and he's supposed to be 30. I'm like,
that is a huge age
when
gap.
I was 22, I did not think 30 was old. I felt
but
like
your professor too. Like I feel like a 30-year-old professor is older.
No, I didn't feel that way. Did she? What?
I would think that maybe, like, was she cognizant of his actual age in that moment? Because he does have white hair.
That maybe she thought that's
white hair. He's a professor.
That maybe she
always drunk.
I love the perception of Quentin from like Plum and the students that they're like, this is a weird guy, and it's like,
he is a weird guy.
And they're like, he's really smart, but he's weird. And then like when he saves her, like from after her prank goes around, and then she's like, wow, he's amazing. Like she's like, I'm really impressed. He's actually pretty badass, and I'm gonna go. And then after the theft and that all fails and everything, she's like, I'm gonna work with him. He's awesome. I'm gonna stick around.
And then people kept questioning, like, are you guys together? And they're like, no. And I liked that it was a lot more like sibling dynamic, that Quentin wasn't like trying to like, tap that like he did every female character.
Till that point. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like done with that. And like at one point Plum's like, why do people keep asking that? Like she's like frustrated.
For some reason they don't do foxes anymore. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Like,
you mean because they started fucking too much?
Weird.
Oh, her name is
the
Betsy.
annual orgy has been canceled. Wild.
Yeah. The school shouldn't be like offering this part. Chatwin's royalty.
I love that you're looking at your notes still, that the coins from Mayakovsky had Emily Greenstreet's face on them.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought that was cute. I felt so bad for him, too.
I know, I did. Like, when they went and visited him, I was like, I feel so sorry for him. He's so depressed.
Mm-hmm. Awesome One has a lot to say.
Yeah.
Everyone is sad. The Russians do that. I think age difference became only a thing because of feminism. Because now it's common for cougars to be okay, but not men cougars. Yeah.
Yeah. That double standard is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Either we're all adults who get to fuck, consent, or we don't.
Fuck, or no one gets to fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, so the TV show didn't do much, or they didn't travel much. Oh, and the cage for the other beast. Silly Julia knows he's crying for spilled souls. The other beast seems more persecuted than the grape god. I was like, grape god? That sounds... Oh, never mind.
The fox god.
That's where the hardwood comes from. Bird, 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 bird is the word. The royalty thing made no sense to me. I'm 50 and I don't feel old. Even his sister. Whose sister? I don't remember which something. Huh?
There is no sister character.
No.
I think he's talking about him trying to sleep with everyone.
Okay.
Making a joke.
I wrote that book was raped, and I don't remember
what
that was. I think someone must have been like really
when the books were having sex, maybe.
I feel like it was a person trying to open the book up or something. And then
you mean when Rupert was talking about them forcing the book open so that Martin could go back to Fillory. Yeah. That was pretty very rapey. It was, and then after he goes through, it just flops open.
Yeah. It's just like came up. Yeah.
Pretty fucked. Pretty fucked.
That was a rapey scene. You're not wrong. It was a violation.
You know what? With that in mind, Lev Grossman's kind of a weirdo. Because he also is like, and Julia's like, I'm never going to tell anyone, but it felt pretty good. And like, whoa, all right, Lev, calm down.
Well, I mean, to be fair, actual rape victims have orgasms during rape, and they felt horrible about the fact that they did.
That's
so it's not like it's outside the realm of reality.
I know, but also, I don't think I'd put that in a book.
He's not as bad, honestly, as Stephen King. Stephen King has rape in almost every single one of his books. And they're almost all super sexual. You should be enjoying this scene. It's disturbing as fuck. It honestly makes me wonder about whether or not he was victimized himself.
That's fair.
Not that he wants to victimize people, but that he was victimized.
Yeah, that makes sense. This was my favorite line in the series. I forgot.
Go on.
Nothing, not even the end of the world, was going to stop Janet from being a bitch.
It's a great line.
Yep. And very accurate. Very accurate.
I really liked Janet in book 3. I did not like her at all. And she wasn't much in book 2, but but by book 3, and we get in her head and everything, and she tells the
just
story.
A raging bitch the entire time.
And I loved it. I
loved her.
She was, and then and going to that desert and doing that whole thing while they're away. This is her really adventure, and then she gets screwed over, and then it's like, okay, I'm just gonna take over everything here. Then I tried to be nice.
Just gonna murder everyone. No big deal.
And that story, her telling her us that story that we didn't get to see in book 2 is paralleled by the fact that Rupert has stories that were not in the Fillory books as published. Yeah. He went on his adventures in Fillory that we don't get to see.
Right. Hippogriffs, practically libertarians, Griffins, anarchists. Oh yeah, I was like, cool. Yeah, I want to see more of these characters. But I think I was confused on what was the actual cause of the apocalypse of Fillory. Why they?
Which one?
The third book.
The third one. Okay, the second apocalypse. Because there was a cycle of rebirth, and they refused to give it the power.
Because the gods of that realm, whatever it is, have to die to allow new gods to form.
So is it just that the lifespan just happened to be ending at that time? Is the idea?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's what I was just being clear.
And that's why
all the other gods hadn't given themselves up willingly, and he was unwilling to.
Ember and Umber.
Yeah. I love Umber stretching out his head and then wiggling his shoulder.
Yeah.
Come on.
Give it to me.
Kill me too.
Yeah. We have to do both of us. I like what a weirdo.
Oh, for sure.
It's so fun when they're chasing him through Blackspire.
I just thought you'd want to.
Almost had me there. funny. And they're like, oh, we finally got him. Why did you run away?
Also, I love the running theme of like, God, these guys suck so much.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Ember in Ember's tomb. It's like, you fucking liar.
Yeah.
You absolute liar.
I was bothered because like I didn't like when the dragons went to fight the gods, and then we find out, I think, from Penny that like, oh yeah, like they won, and so, but it was just such a like after the fact thing, noted like they did this cool thing off screen here, and I'm like, well, I wish I could have seen that. That sounds neat.
I think the idea is that the dragons were distracting the gods with their fight, so that our people that we followed could turn the keys at the end of the world to restart magic, because that's what it is that there's like a backdoor program in Fillory using these keys to jumpstart magic for magicians. Which it's crazy that it's in Fillory.
Yeah.
I mean, and Penny's got a whole theory about that Fillory is the reason why like magic leaches from Fillory to the rest of the worlds. So
yeah.
I wish I could understand like how Fillory worked more, because like it's sitting on top of the turtles and stuff, and then but like the sun fell down onto the planet, but didn't just like completely consume it, because it's apparently not like the giant thing that our sun is, and then so all that stuff too. So I'm like, I wanted to know like how big.
Well, because the stars fall and they like
fall.
Yeah,
it's like parlor lamps falling onto a stage.
It's like the old idea
they're not
of
that far away. They're just like they're a lot closer and a lot smaller.
It's actually akin to the original, like one of the like more archaic theories about the stratosphere, that it was just like this dome over Earth, and those things were up there as opposed to like out there. like they literally thought that the Earth was flat and there was a dome over it that had, and the stars and the moon and the sun were all up there. And that's not true, but that is, so it's almost exactly the same concept.
What do you mean?
And then like I love the fact that the moon is a crescent. It's literally it's not a moon.
Funny.
It's a crescent. Like that's so cool.
It was a fun thing. It's very theatrical of like, this is just this is a stage show. Fillory is a musical.
It's like when they do like those things for stages where they there's a crank, and like, oh, it changes the background, kind of like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Got a fly system and everything. Yeah.
So I just kept picturing it so cartoony when like they'd fall down and stuff too. That,
and
like,
it's
just,
very
it is
2D sun too. That it's just this flat thing here, and is Asmo not coming back? I was wanting to see her again though, where it was just like, yep, she went and killed. Like Julia just says, like, yeah, no, she killed that fox.
Gutted him like a fish, I think is what she said. Like, which is a little bit of old angry Julia coming through in that word choice.
So I wish I could have seen more of Asmo later on. Okay, so the tiger was a god, right? Because that was the part, like the tiger died and then and let the
that was the previous god of Fillory. Yes.
So he effectively stopped the afterlife. Quentin did when he was rebuilding Fillory. He like just let all those. I'm like, I didn't like that. I didn't like that he was just like, okay, no more afterlife. Like, you couldn't just make the afterlife cooler, like better, and like make them less like all upset. It seemed like
someone tried to make it fun with the games and stuff, but it just ended up being a
really
torture.
Of like The Good Place, because remember, I don't know if you guys watched the show The Good Place though, but the ending of that though, I thought
I've only seen the first season.
Do you mind spoilers?
Go ahead.
Okay. But by like that, they in The Good Place though, like everyone's just like really bored and like they're losing themselves and stuff too, and then they end up making, here's a doorway to something beyond that, like you don't have to go through it, just whenever you feel ready to like be done with this, you have the choice. And that like kind of just reinvigorated them to like, oh, I can live again.
I think asking Quentin to come up with that on the spot
he had a 1,000 years to do this.
Yes.
He had a millennium to do it. Literally said.
I think it's better than just putting it back like it was, because they were really unhappy, and it was internal unhappiness, and I think one of the reasons why is because Benedict's down there, and he loved Benedict, like as like this like friend, and
if he could have adjusted something or like give, I don't know, something else, just the idea of like you're stopping all afterlife stuff, those like, oh, that just, it felt weird.
Hell was missing. It's sheep. We just get Khan down there, and they're gonna be fine.
Yeah. I almost wore that shirt today. The World Army. It's so worn out now. Okay, so I think Kubuddy explained this to me later, but I was confused about, like, I didn't understand. So explain this to me earlier. I think I said later. I'm confused about it. I think I was thinking I later understood from when I wrote this. But like, why killing the god made it possible for the world to live if the same power just ends up going into Quentin instead to like rebuild all of Fillory, and then it goes out. So like I was confused because I thought, like, why couldn't Ember and Umber just use the power that they already have to rebuild it if Quentin is just using the same power he's given that they already had to rebuild it? And it didn't really seem like the death needed to happen if they already have the power to keep it alive.
Does need to happen.
But that's why, like, and I know that you like explained it, but like, I think it still just doesn't quite make sense to me of like what it's the sacrifice itself, like the death itself is what causes it. And that's I guess it's just like it's loose. It's enough that I'm like, I can't.
It's a very archaic mythos thing that like you see that in like a lot of like really, really old ancient mythos, that the idea that the old god has to die for the new god and like and for the rebirth of life, and it's kind of
Christianity. I mean,
yeah, Christianity has it too, but like and obviously like it kind of comes from like I think it has something to do with the idea of the cold and seemingly lack of life of winter followed by spring. And that's why like ancient minds thought of it that way. That's where that comes from.
Okay. And so I guess it's a lot more like the spiritual aspect of it rather, and I kept trying to like, how logically, why does this?
But they have the power. Why do they need to use the power? You have
to think about it more like an ancient person.
Right. You're out here like writing equations on a whiteboard, being like, hold on.
And I like
the power is over here.
Systems.
So why do they need the deaths to use the power that's already here?
Yes.
X.
Still can't wrap my head around it.
It's a symbolic
thing.
And
I hate symbolism.
Oh my god.
Then Julia can ignore Elaine now. Oh yeah, because I guess Julia was just allowed to like travel. Never mind. Why would white bird poop show up on a white castle? Oh yeah, I did wonder.
I did wonder that myself.
Like, they were like, oh, if it's a white castle, this bird poop. I'm like, yeah,
because bird poop is not really white.
Like,
it's like white with streaks of black in it.
On and it's been pretty white. Not even like my birds.
There's definitely streaks of black in there too.
Yeah, some of them have black and white poop, and it's weird because it's not gray. It's like literally black
oil
and
water.
They don't.
Yeah.
But it would just be like slightly small black speck. I still feel like bird poop is not going to show up. That bird poop is going to show up more on a black castle than a white castle.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Why was the Black Castle actually evil if Umber wasn't really? Because Josh mentioned, like, I know the Black Castle was like evil and all, but like it was super cool. And I didn't think it was actually supposed to be evil. Like that Umber wasn't evil. It was just like
it's shadow realm. Yeah. So Josh has that wrong.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure if it was Josh being wrong or me not understanding it. Okay. Did Alice ever tell her parents she was alive again? Still again? Phew. Oh, that's right. Google AI. I looked up something about Alice. I forget what it was. And Google was saying like, yeah, Alice, something, whatever, after like Quentin sacrifices himself. And I was like, wait, what? And so I was scared I got a spoiler. And I'm like, but I was also glad that I got it if it was going to be true, because I'm like, why would Alex not warn me about
I would have warned you.
So when it ended up, when it was just a very happy ending, I was like, that's a relief. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for like something bad to happen, and it didn't. I'm like, okay, good. I'm glad I was just like crazy wrong with that. I have no idea. As soon as I started seeing, like it said, I exited out of it because I didn't want any other information.
So it just got it wrong.
As it is wont to do.
Yes.
Now oh God, just out aside, random. That spell to bring Alice back was so cool. I love that scene.
That was so cool. That scene is amazing.
Yeah. I was like pulling all the matter from like the couches and everything. Oh, it's so cool.
It's cool how he captured her, like the way he turned around, like and said the word. Like he's only heard that word years ago, and like I literally at that point forgot about that tattoo on his back, and like he literally captured her in the tattoo on his back.
Yeah, and that was cool.
And then he freaking pulled all that matter into her. Oh my God. And that's the thing is what people say, oh, Quentin's not that powerful. And it's like, Quentin did one thing no one else has ever done before. He brought a person back from being a Niffin. That's amazing.
He also made a land. I mean, no one else, like, I guess people have made lands before, but like not in modern times, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Parents just not involved in anyone's life within the story, even Plums when they were overbearing. It just felt like parents were just not. And then because like Josh and Poppy and like everyone was just like, oh yeah, I'll just stay here and live forever now in Fillory instead of like and not tell my family anything at all though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for the ones that are magic and their parents are not magic, which is the majority of them, it's really hard to have a real relationship when you have to hide such a major part of yourself.
You're also allowed to tell them. Like that's
that you can. Just choose not to.
Yeah.
So that's what's weird to me too. But it reminded me of Project Hail Mary, like you said, Alex, before about just how authors sometimes forget that characters have parents though.
It's such a common problem with parents. Like
so
it's
funny because I include parents so much in things that I write.
I try to remember it when I write that like everyone has parents. Everyone has parents. Even if they're dead. Yeah. Everyone has
like parents. They don't need to be like super. You just need to remember that they have existed at some point in time. So you can't.
Your character had a childhood, even if they're an adult now.
Right.
Yeah.
And like it's the sign of a writer that that they don't necessarily care about this character very much. That they always ignore parents and childhoods. That they like, or that like they're kind of an immature writer. When I was in college, like all of us, literally all of us, unless we were writing a story about relating to parents, we all acted like parents didn't exist and childhoods didn't exist. It was such a common thing.
And it doesn't have to be like referenced that much. They just need to remember like, hey, if you kidnap somebody because they don't have any family, like that, they probably check to see if they have parents. Like you don't have a girlfriend or children.
Fair. That's fair. I will say, like, if a portal opened up to a magical world with dragons you can ride, am I really going to be like, hold on, I got to write my mom a note? Like, I should. I'm probably not going to, though.
That you're like, I'm going to stay here permanently, like, for the rest of my life and never talk to my family again. It
sucks for them. It does suck for them.
I don't think you would do it. You're too close to.
That's true. I'm very close to my family, but like,
I would do it and not care.
Yeah.
I would send a note at the very least. I'd send a note.
You would send a note.
Hey guys,
you just never hear from me
in a magical world.
Yeah, live with dragons now. Love you guys.
Goodbye forever.
Goodbye forever, dragons.
I'd send Beverly a note before I sent anyone else a note.
And then I would just like, all right, pack it up. Everyone's coming. We're gonna go.
Yeah, you would take everyone with
all
you.
The animals.
You got room for disabled geese, right? That's a thing you have? Great.
Hey, I just disabled ducks. Don't jinx it.
I'm sorry.
And Tui's, I forgot to mention to you, girl Alex, the other day that Tui's laying eggs again too. So
is that a good thing? I guess.
I mean, it's just we got eggs. I guess good for like giant goose eggs. But she's just, so now we have to like, hey, if they get locked out of the pen, then like, we had to open it up again because like, oh, she's panting. I think she needs to lay an egg. Okay, let's see.
What does it look like when a goose pants?
Perfect.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I love that.
Bill opens up, tongue kind of sticks out. And she pants, but she just gets overheated more because she's darker feathered, so she absorbs more sunlight and stuff. So that's why I'm like, she might just be hot. Maybe she needs to lay an egg. I don't know.
These are recorded, right? I can go back and clip that exact face from Beverly.
Yeah.
Perfect. Nice.
Got a lot of
people clip things all the time. Not great. I said something Thursday night that I literally said I said it that way so people would clip it.
I forget what it was.
I don't remember what it was. And then Mutterfetcher said nobody clipped that.
I think that's pretty much all my notes because other stuff we already went over and everything. So yeah, like again, like all in all, not my favorite. I understand like you guys like appreciating and loving it more. It was much better than Dune.
Whoa!
We did Dune last month, and she hated it. She hated
Dune.
It's boring and awful and hateable.
I love Dune. I love it.
Third of the book could have just been like condensed into one chapter and would have been way better.
Human computers. They've got really cool concepts going on.
And maybe the concept was really cool, but it was really boringly written out. So I have no idea what happened. Which is why we're going to watch the 1980s movie, and
which has the best parts.
I can start seeing like visually, but we're going to be watching everything though too. So we should have been here last time.
Here is the mind killer, like his hands in the box. He's got a thing in his neck, like it's terrifying and good.
But yeah, that's all. As a aside to not books, but someone. Mayo from our Savage Worlds game, he messaged me, and Alex, you know this one too because he was asking if I've seen Your Name from the anime movie though, because he just watched it and he said that
such a good movie.
He cried his eyes out, and I was like, yes, I was actually just thinking about it yesterday, and which is so weird because I was thinking about how she wrote on her hand like I love you, and then like it wasn't captioned for you though, so you didn't know what it was that she had
and I was like, I assume it was something like heartfelt.
But yeah, so it's weird that he just watched it because I was just thinking about that. Happened to me with something else too, but
it kind of makes me want to watch it again. It's so
I know
good.
Yeah,
that one and the one where the guy gets turned into a chair.
Oh shoot! What's
Suzume?
Suzume.
Yeah, it's by the same guy.
Yeah,
he made both of those. Yeah, good movies.
Suzume.
Premises: he gets turned into a chair.
He gets turned into a chair. And so
it's about
the girl travels around with. He's an animated chair.
Okay. Yeah, so there's doors that appear like in places, and you're not supposed to open the doors. Like there's nothing behind the door, but if you open it, there's like a space on the other side, kind of thing, like an interdimensional thing. And it's his job to keep these doors closed, and he gets turned into a chair, like a little kid's chair too, like a small chair. It's an awesome movie.
What a weird movie.
I know, it's such
it was really well, like it was a good movie. Like you'd think like, oh, because when I think Alex brought it up, I was saying like this girl falls in love in a chair, let's watch it. And I was like, why? This sounds super weird, but it was like a really good story.
It's so good. Like it is definitely worth watching. Like the premise is like, that's retarded. No one would like this. And then you watch it and you're like, wow, you pulled that off. It's awesome.
Yeah, so big recommend there. I'm recommending Suzume to our friend now.
Nice.
You're like, also Suzume. That was how I learned about that director, is that people were talking about it on Twitter. They were all like, what the fuck? Why are the Japanese people so weird? It's like, yeah, but I like their weird. Their weird is fun. All right. Nothing else to add, anybody, or
without sounding getting any meaner than
Wow. Okay, hold on. All right. Beverly, name a better like character transformation of a series that you've read.
I don't know. Again, it's not like the transfer. It's just as a whole of like the enjoyment of the like the fun of a series though. So it's not so character wise. I'd have to think about like what do I think of the growth of just a book series. Yeah, I'd have to think about that because I'm only just getting into reading books, and a lot of the books that Alex has made me read so far, I have not super enjoyed. Project Hail Mary, it wasn't a series, but I feel like he had good growth because he started as a coward, and then he's like becoming a hero and stuff later on.
That's fair. That's pretty good. I wouldn't say he changed a whole lot because like the whole premise of that is like she knew he was a hero, he just didn't know it. And he was just a coward, but he was a hero coward.
Right, but like, that's still a rounded. That's still growth.
I agree. I agree that there was growth there.
Which
as apparent as Quentin, but like there is growth there.
Yeah. I really liked Project Hail Mary, the book, and I probably should have watched the movie first because I would have enjoyed the movie a lot more.
Same.
Had I not read the book first.
So maybe that's what I need to do is like stop being so disappointed and stuff. Is just watch movies first, then read books, or
just wait. Like because again, I read the book when it first came out, and then I saw the movie. I'm like, this was good.
Oh, so you only like
it's been like 5 years since I read the book.
We read them right on top. Like we read and watched right on top of each other. No, you can't do that.
That's just setting yourself up for pain.
But we like to compare them too, though.
The thing is, too, is that like I specifically chose like Project Hail Mary was not the April book this year. It was not. But then I was like, I love this author. I read The Martian. I thought it was really good. It was very entertaining, and I was like, this is a big title right now. Let's do Project Hail Mary instead. And like I said, I love the book. I like it better than The Martian, honestly. I think mostly because I think Rocky is like the whole two character dynamic is a lot more enjoyable to me than just
and there's like
him.
Comic relief and it's funny and like there's still like drama, but like it's a lot more
Yeah, so I like it better than The Martian, and it was a good pick for April. But yeah, we shot ourselves in the foot because I think Project Hail Mary, the movie, is a good movie. I do. Like,
it is.
But as an adaptation, there's parts about it that I'm like, I'm mad at
you. I really, really didn't want a full thing of a scene of her singing of like what's her face, the Dutch woman. I can't think of her name right now. Strat. That were like she's on the boat singing and it was just like they heard her like
45 seconds.
No, it was like a couple minutes of song.
No way is it a couple minutes.
They could have showed her being badass at trial and stuff, which you go.
I wanted that scene.
I know Antarctica didn't really have.
They wanted to visually there wasn't anything.
Right, but I'm like, I don't want her softened. Like, I want her to be a cool, badass lady. And I loved her in the book, and in the movie, it was pretty. I liked the movie overall. I was really disappointed in what they did with her. I did like the addition of what was his name, Sam or something, whatever it was that Grace befriended the black guy who was like the security guard or something. And
he was fun. I like that.
Love that dynamic.
Carl or something like that. Yeah, he was a good one to add into the story.
You don't have an expense account.
I
do. And they go shopping together, and I'm like, this is so cute.
It was really cute.
That was great.
I'm still trying to think of book series, like because they're not in the same kind of change though. Like I feel like other characters, they don't change as drastic. I would say even Solo Leveling, he starts off as a weak coward. He still kind of has the same values, and then he grows stronger and more confident. So I'd say there's that change.
Absolutely,
but it's a different.
I'm saying that there's starts with him sacrificing himself willingly.
Oh, that he but like he's still there's still just like a growth of like confidence in him though. So like, I wouldn't. He's not. So I'm just saying. That still has like some growth, but it's still definitely not. I'm trying to think of one that would be more dramatic as far as like how immature Quentin is but apparently 12 years passed, so it's hard.
12 years do pass. So it's tough.
So it's usually when people talk about growth with a character, they're talking about like you introduce a character at the beginning of a story with a major character flaw, like something like really wrong about them. And the goal is that they solve this by the end of the story, that they grow past it. That's usually what people mean when they're talking about growth. There is no other story that I've read, and you know me, I'm very well read, that I think does that better than the Magician's Trilogy.
That he has the biggest change of like being super immature and annoying, and then I disagree on the execution of seeing that growth over the storyline, but I do agree that it's there, like that he does change and stuff. So
it also feels the most earned and authentic to me, honestly.
But yeah, I feel that way too.
It feels like growing up.
It's hard to, so that's why it's hard to compare like other stories, and especially Alex saying that this is the biggest. So like it's hard to find another one that's like it, but I'd say there are other storylines that I like more, even if the growth isn't as big of a character development.
And that's fair. That's just what I like most about this series.
Sure. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why it's my favorite too. Yeah, because it's is that character growth. Like it's so amazing. All right. Well, I think that is a good point to land on. Beverly thinks it's okay. Like, ambivalent ending. Okay.
I was a lot more positive of the third book. So I'm all three together. It comes out to like 7 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'll take it. That's a passing grade. All right.
Failing. I don't know if, I mean, 5, I guess 5 out of 10 would be failing if we do pass fail. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So like next month's book club, Lady Chatterley's Lover, we're trying to decide what to replace what was going to be 2027 August, which was going to be The Magician's Land, but we decided to do all 3 books this time.
I had to just read it all.
Yeah, mostly because I was like,
I would have been a lot more, I think I would have been a lot more upset of just reading the
first 2. Stopped it too. Yeah. Yeah.
Also a wild way to read the series, like 1 a year. Like that's a wild way to read the series.
I know. Well, it was because it was like I'm trying to change things up like throughout the year, so like hit multiple things like classics, pop literature, kind of fantasy, sci-fi, and I almost entirely stick to male authors, and that is mostly an accident, by the way. It's just what
Frankenstein.
That's the only one I can think of. Oh no, wait, Rebecca. We did Rebecca. Yeah. Oh, and Pride and Prejudice, because Pride and Prejudice.
Oh yeah, Pride and Prejudice. So
those are 3 out of like what 3 years I've been doing this book club. All the rest of them are pretty much male. It's just because most of my favorite novels are written by men. It's just how that worked out. Because like Fight Club turned out to be like amazing. I love that book so much, and I know that's a weird pick for a woman, but I love that book. And so like next month is Lady Chatterley's Lover, another male author, but it's supposed to be romance, so it's maybe it's a little different. I've not read it yet. It's very short though, so Beverly, you have a good chance of finishing it.
I mean, an audiobook form that's going to be easy, but the one I'm concerned about is House of Leaves for October, and I'm already behind. I'm trying to do 10 pages a day, and I've already got like, because we've had like different games and other things going on the last few nights, and I'm just
it'll be my 4th read for House of Leaves. House of Leaves is one of my favorite novels of all time. It's a very difficult read. It's like a high level comprehension kind of read to do. So I am sorry.
And so it's difficult to just sit down and have the time to like do it. And then I was telling Kubuddy about it too, about it being like sort of like 2 separate that they're like,
there's 3
connected in a way, but like right now it's just kind of talking like it's what's Johnny Truant? Is that his name?
The first. So I did a presentation on this for Unsafe Space actually when we did House of Leaves for book club on there. First layer is Johnny Truant, which is his notes, and then he's reading Zampano's examination. So that's the next layer of Navidson's.
So they count those 2 as separate. Okay.
Those are separate. Film about the house on Ash Lane.
So there's the film. Guy is talking about the film. Guy is commenting on him talking about the film.
Jay's husband was explaining to me where.
Oh really?
And it was and it sounds intense, and I don't want to read it. Is what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's got a lot of like the Zampano level has a lot of like margin notes and stuff, and a lot of like references and like references to mythology. And this is the funny part, to texts that exist in the real world, like that you could go grab from a library, and texts that are made up.
Oh, neat.
And so it's like really, really complicated. And the thing is, though, is that the entirety of House of Leaves, Danielewski is clearly like majorly influenced by Jorge Luis Borges, which I've read all of his work, which he even mentions Pierre Menard's The Don Quixote in House of Leaves, which is a Jorge Luis Borges book that is a fake story wherein someone is examining someone else, Pierre Menard's rewrite of Don Quixote, which doesn't exist in the real world. Right. So that's how you know that this is definitely like a Jorge Luis Borges thing. And Johnny Truant does this hilarious thing. It's probably one of the funniest parts of the book, where he looks at the quote from the original Don Quixote, and then he looks at the quote from Pierre Menard's Don Quixote. And this is the thing that actual readers do when they read this story. He's like, I looked at both of those sentences like so many times trying to find how they were different, and they're not. That's I did the same thing. I literally did that. So like, and so like there's a lot of like Johnny Truant is like the reader, like if you think about it like that. So it's a really complex read, but it's one of my favorites. And I know like there's big so much
tiny print.
Yeah.
It's so leveling.
I know. But like I'm excited that you're reading it. If you don't get it done, I don't blame you, because it's like, honestly, when we did it for Unsafe Space, I got to chapter 10 by the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. By the time we did the book club, and I was like, shit. And I was the one giving the presentation. Luckily, I know the book really well. But
yeah,
I am going to read it again, though.
But I do what I can. I was trying to do it before bed, and when we end up staying up doing other things, whatever, we had some games and the stream and stuff too, though. And I'm like, this is cutting into my reading time, and so I'm just going to bed.
All right. So, but as a warning to everyone, that is October, like ahead of time, so that you know what we're doing for October.
It's the start it now.
Yeah,
it's
better
mushrooms.
start it
You're
now.
doing mushrooms and explain the book. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I can walk someone through the entirety of House of Leaves, no problem. Like, I can do that. Like, that's not going to be an issue. Like, all 3 levels of it as well, as complicated as that is. And my copy is signed by the author.
Wow.
Cool. Yeah.
Very cool.
He lets you pick what page you get signed on. And so I found the page that says "Don't be afraid," and had him sign that page.
That page.
Nice.
That's all it says it on the text.
Yeah, I figured, but I just have no context on, so I'll we'll see.
But it's such a I was really excited when I met him, by the way, and he's I have tried to read his other work and have not liked it as much as I like House of Leaves, by the way.
I have Revolutions, and so I haven't read any of the other ones.
I have only Revolutions is what it's called, but yeah. Yeah, I tried reading that and I couldn't get through it. I got through the 50-Year Sword, but that's more of a fairy tale.
I don't remember how I got it. Jay, I know she got me only Revolutions. I don't know. She might have got maybe. I don't know how I got House of Leaves. If she got it for me too, or
I mean, again,
was talking about it, but
her and her husband were talking about it, and so they must like it.
Maybe she mentioned it to me, and then I got it, and then but I never finished reading it. And then every time I've tried, I just get it so far that I stop reading it, and then time passes. And but I do remember she bought me only Revolutions for Christmas or birthday or something, though.
All right, so next month, Lady Chatterley's Lover. Super easy read because it's short. That's mostly why. I have no idea how the prose is, by the way. And then October is House of Leaves by Marcy Danielewski. All right, so thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. You guys can watch Beverly on the Dim Side on Rumble. That is on Thursdays, not this upcoming Thursday. You can watch me.
Simple plan.
Yeah, play video games on my other channel, Alex of All Trades. And I'm playing tomorrow. I spun the wheel and it gave me a random game. I forgot what. Oh no, I remember. It's a classic. I should enjoy this. Hopefully,
Game.
I'll tell you. Yeah, like I spin a wheel for every.
Oh, it's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
Oh,
okay. It's a surprise. I do not pick it. Like Sunday, every other Sunday at noon, I have the wheels pick a game for me, and I tell people in the exclusive group what game it is, and I always forget after I've told them what the game is. What the game is, even after I've like downloaded it and tested it, I forget every time. Like for 2 weeks, I'm like, oh right. I think not last time, but the time before that, I literally forgot up until the moment I went live. I was like, oh right. That's how bad it is. I can tell you guys once we're off live.
Okay.
All right. So that is tomorrow at noon Mountain Standard Time. You can watch me play a surprise game.
Who wrote Lady Chatterley's Lover?
D.H. Lawrence.
Okay. I know I downloaded it. Okay. I don't have it on.
All right. So again, watch the dim side.
Buddy, you're gonna start streaming.
You're gonna have to start streaming, doing podcasts.
Apparently,
something. Yeah. But you know, all Americans do podcasts now. Every
Apparently,
single one of us.
I mean, I've got the equipment for it. So
yeah, you do. Look at that. He's got that Rode pop filter.
I mean, you play enough D&D online. It's like I just want nicer stuff. You know, why do I sound like shit?
All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you next time. And bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.